I started a new video series on emotion regulation. I did a quick Twitter poll and you guys answered what you wanted to hear about, and emotion regulation was what you guys requested. So here it is. I see that there's a lot of distress intolerance in our society. What do I mean by that? I mean that people seem to have a difficult time accepting what they're feeling and tolerating and coping with what they're feeling in a healthy way. We don't like to feel certain things because they are uncomfortable and they cause us distress, which is natural. But it's also important to remember that it's okay to feel those things. Oftentimes, it's not the emotion itself that causes the distress, it's the interpretation of that emotion or the perception of the event or your perception of yourself for feeling that emotion. Emotions serve a purpose, fundamental purpose for us as human beings, to alert us to things that we need to pay attention to, either internally or externally. Emotions help us to connect with ourselves and with the world around us. A lot of people define emotions as good or bad, positive or negative. And I encourage people not to look at emotion as negative or positive, not to look at what they're feeling as good or bad. Because what can happen is that you automatically get into this trap of not wanting to feel the bad stuff, because it's labeled as bad. And, bad things we don't want, right? What happens if you label a feeling as bad? Well, you run from it. You ignore it, you suppress it, you hide it. Those are some unhealthy ways of coping with things that cause you distress, like anger or frustration or disappointment or hurt. It can lead you to start to feel bad about yourself too. So the next step in being able to regulate emotions is acceptance. So recognizing they are neither good or bad, that's really important. And remembering that emotions are like waves. They come and they go. It is temporary. So it's nothing that you have to stop yourself from feeling. It's nothing that you have to hide from. They're not scary. They only become scary when you ignore them, because then they grow and they knock on your door every day until you pay attention to it. So I'd encourage you to look at your emotion as a wave, something that ebbs and flows, something that comes and goes, and then try to get to a place where you're able to breathe through it and accept that the presence is there. And once you are accepting that it's there, then you can say, okay, what is it trying to tell me? And it could be trying to tell you and to alert you to something that's actually a threat. Or it could be stuff that's just from your past experiences. And that's where therapy can help you. If you're needing some help navigating that, then I encourage you to seek out a therapist in your area and to assess what's going on. Are you having a hard time managing distressing emotions? Do you find yourself doing some of those unhealthy things like self-injury or self-sabotage or binge drinking or maybe struggle with an eating disorder or something like that? Those are things that a therapist can help you work through. But until then, I encourage you to try to work on identifying what you're feeling, accepting the feeling, and then moving to a place where you're able to challenge your perceptions about what you're feeling. So that's the next video. I encourage you to stay tuned and watch more about that. And if you have questions or comments, please post them in the comment section of this video. And you can also post them on Facebook or on Twitter, and I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, be well, be strong, and be love.